Hello, everybody. And today, for the honor of Halloween, I'm going to be doing a special live stream. And I'm not doing this alone, I'm doing it with Eli Little Blue. Say hello.
Hey, it's good to be back for one of these, and with what we're specifically going to be talking about, and on this special occasion, since, yep, Halloween is upon us, and so on.
Yes. And with that, we're going to have to pick a perfect movie for Halloween, that being Beetlejuice, which came out last year.
Hmm.
And I got to see it in theaters with my friend and some family. And it was a great experience for sure. And before we start, maybe we'll go over our history of Beetlejuice. What's your history with Beetlejuice?
Well, for me personally, because because I had, I like one of my earliest introductions to anything Tim Burton probably was like, from say like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Batman, Nightmare Before Christmas came in there, and somewhere during that also came Beetlejuice. Remember, we got a DVD copy of Beetlejuice, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure as far as I can remember, um, when I first saw it, I really enjoyed it, and having seen it many other times, yep, and definitely in the Mount Rushmore of Tim Burton's films, and for a long time, because considerations for there being a sequel, but just overall, because with having seen the first movie a lot of times, and it's hard to believe for anybody, because the fact that, and it depends, if you see either Beetlejuice or Batman first, just like, it's hard to believe, because yeah, it's the same guy who played Beetlejuice and Batman, because yeah, Beetlejuice came first, and then a year later, Batman. Because Michael Keaton, who goes from such a over the top, rambunctious dead character to a serious, you know, comic book hero in the case of Batman. Just, I mean, yeah, because he's Michael Keaton. He pulls it off so well. And in the world of Tim Burton, and also I had seen a little bit of the Beetlejuice cartoon because if you had any specific DVD copy of of the first Beetlejuice film, it did contain at least two episodes of the Beetlejuice cartoon, and the Beetlejuice cartoon was a big thing at that time. And yeah, but just overall, because my earliest exposures and memories of Beetlejuice and before the sequel, yeah, because like anybody, and who especially is a Tim Burton fan, yeah, who doesn't love Beetlejuice? Yeah.
I agree. I think Beetlejuice is one of Tim Burton's best movies. But I think of Tim Burton, I definitely think of this and the Batman
Hmm.
'89. I saw this on DVD, the first one, and I saw a little bit of the cartoon on the DVD, and then I found some of it on Tubi last year, and I watched some of the episodes. I made it all the way to season 3, but overall, I really do adore the world of Beetlejuice and Michael Keaton's portrayal as this character, and it was great that he came back and he's still like is really great as the role, even all these decades later. And I think
Hmm.
Tim Burton did an amazing job with this movie, just like he did the first one.
Yeah. And as for me, because I was going to mention this because, for many years and for about 2 to 3 decades, yeah, because there have been there had been rumors and considerations that there would be a Beetlejuice sequel. Even say when at one point Warner Brothers was considering like Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. Kevin Smith was at one point attached, and that would be two times that Kevin Smith and Tim Burton crossed paths almost because especially on account of the canceled Superman film that Burton was at one point going to do with Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but and I remember, and if you did as well, Anchorman, and anybody else, where I remember seeing the articles and rumors and such that supposedly a Beetlejuice sequel was in consideration, but there have been a few times that it had been shelved. But that was until, say, Brad Pitt's. production company stepped in and, really started to get consideration and plans underway for a sequel to exist and to be brought to life. And yeah, eventually it would do so. Burton would come back to the director's chair, returning cast members from Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, and new additions that would step in, from Jenna Ortega, Monica Bellucci, and Willem Dafoe. Perfect choices, Justin Theroux. And even when we were hearing that from most prominently from Tim Burton, that it would be very loyal and truesome to how the first Beetlejuice was and how it was done, doing old school effects and doing a lot of practical stuff. And that, of course, being one of the big important things and what made the first Beetlejuice film so fantastic. And it was very exciting, and just seeing some of the behind the scenes pics that were taken on set, even when we got our leaked glimpse at Michael Keaton back in the Beetlejuice getup, still looking fantastic as he did from 1988. And of course, to mention this too, because unfortunately, because Beetlejuice, it was one of those batch of films that were at the time being filmed that was affected by the strikes. But the thing is that, according to Burton, they actually finished 99% of the film, and right when the strikes hit. So that meant that they didn't really have that much left to do at all. Like, once they made it to 100, then, yeah, they were finished. So, luckily, they managed to complete the entirety of it almost, but yeah. I mean, there was that, and also, say, Deadpool and Wolverine, that was another biggie that got affected. But, most of those films, along with Beetlejuice, they managed to film quite a good amount until the strikes happened. But,
Indeed.
yeah, but overall, nevertheless, that when Beetlejuice was complete and done, and then when we got the trailers, and especially in one of the trailers, when we got our first full glimpse at Michael Keaton back as the Ghost of the Most, like, saying such a amazing line that even Beetlejuice would have said in the first one, "The juice is loose." Um, and yeah, eventually when the movie itself came out, and I too, along with my dad, we both went to go see it in theaters. I did a vlog on this, and yeah, I recall that both me and him, we really enjoyed it. But at the same time, well, it wasn't a huge, groundbreaking success, no. But that's not to say Beetlejuice was a bad sequel or anything like that. It was good. It was decent. But of course, it could never top. It can't top off the first Beetlejuice film. But again, that's not to say it was a bad sequel slash follow up. It was altogether everything that Beetlejuice had to offer from beginning to end, with its storyline and with great cast of talents, new faces that step in, the practical sets, the world of Beetlejuice expanding from White River to the Netherworld. Yeah, just what more do I have to say? And we'll talk more about Beetlejuice when we break it down. But yeah, just to finish up with what I have to say, Beetlejuice, it was quite worth a wait to finally see a new movie straight from the world of Beetlejuice to exist.
Indeed. It's like I mainly wanted to see this movie not just because of Jenna Ortega, my favorite person of all time, but but like it was also because I was always wondering if we were gonna get a Beetlejuice 2, because I've always seen like fan edits of like if they did a Beetlejuice 2, but it finally came, and yeah, I agree, it did go really well. It wasn't like a big success, but like I think it was like a fun movie to watch over Halloween. It's like the Halloween movie I think about when wanting to watch something for that month of October, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do like the new additions and the old additions to the franchise. And if they do a third one, that would be nice. But I don't know. I don't know if we do need a third one or not. We shall wait and see if it does happen.
Well, and if you knew about this, Anchorman, because apparently Burton was totally unaware of the announcement of Beetlejuice 3, and
Yeah,
he stated that he is not interested in, he has no desire to direct the third film.
yeah. And Jenna Ortega said she would only do it if Tim Burton is doing it. So who knows if we are getting a third one or not?
Because I don't think, as honestly, I mean, it just seems pointless to do it if you're not going to have, say, Tim Burton and now one of the new key characters, Astrid. Like, it just seems pointless if you don't have those two coming back.
Exactly.
I mean, unless they could, I mean, who knows as of right now, as of this stream, but who knows? Unless they find a really good way, like, you can, of course, we can easily bring back, and if so, Keaton and Ryder, but it's hard to tell as of right now.
Indeed. We shall
And
wait and
besides,
see.
yeah, and another thing is, this isn't the first time that something straight from Tim Burton has had another piece of a film that was not directed by Burton, because yeah, this technically counts because one of the first pieces of Tim Burton material that was not directed by him was The Nightmare Before Christmas. But also, most prominently, there was also Alice Through the Looking Glass. That was not directed by Burton, but of course he was producer on that. So yeah, take those as best examples.
Yeah. I did have like a Tim Burton marathon recently, a bit ago, and
Hmm.
I went all the way from Batman to Alice in Wonderland to this movie, and it was a good payoff for sure.
Hmm. Well, I
But
mean, did you you didn't start with, like, say, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, then Beetlejuice
I
before
couldn't
that?
find Pee Wee's Big Adventure since I don't have it on DVD, or I don't think it was on streaming at the time.
Okay.
But
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't
Well, I
watch
mean,
all of the Burton movies because some of them weren't on any streaming services.
yeah. By now, as of now, I'm completely all caught up on all of the films that Burton has directed. I've now seen all of them.
Yeah, good for you.
Uh-huh. Like, here's the thing, very quickly, because the last Burton film I was missing out on watching. I don't know what took me so long to get around to this, but I did. Eventually, I did. Heck, I even made a YouTube short of this a few months ago. I finally got around to watching Big Fish, and that's another gem of Burton's films.
Oh, nice. I also watched. I forget what it's called. It's the one that stars. It's called Big Eyes. I'm pretty sure it stars Amy Adams.
Correct.
That movie
And
was really good.
yeah, Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz and the late Terrence Stamp.
Yes, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we talked about what Tim Burton has done for the world of his movie creations. So I guess we'll start off with reviewing this movie,
Yep, break it
talking
down
about
and
what goes
so on.
on, breaking down everything that goes on.
Yep, let us do so.
So like I think it this movie does take place years after the first movie,
It does.
and we see Lydia Dietz with the return of Winona Ryder. She is now a talk show host, sort of like a
Paranormal,
paranormal.
yeah, paranormal investigator.
Yes, and I feel like that's very suiting for her character since she's all about being goth and she's sees ghosts.
Yep, and even years later, she still technically still has that getup she was wearing as a teenager.
Mm-hmm. But things take a different turn when she gets a call from her stepmom. I'm having a brain fart. She
Delia, I believe that's how it's. I don't know if it's the correct pronunciation, but Mrs. Dietz overall.
Mrs. Dietz, played by Catherine O'Hara.
Yep.
She apparently is freaking out because Charles Dietz has died.
Yeah. How do we feel like I want to hear from you, Anchorman. Start with you. Like, how do you feel about the how they handled, and like with the absence of, and like killing off Charles Dietz in the Beetlejuice way? Because
Yeah, he was killed by a shark, and we get like this crazy because Tim Burton's known for his stop motion, like Nightmare
Hmm.
Before Christmas and Corpse Bride.
Yeah, like there was no way that the Beetlejuice Beetlejuice was bringing back Jeffrey Jones, but yet they still used his likeness. Which I mean, it's no big. I mean, it's not a problem because we gotta, of course, identify Charles Dietz and all that. Well, of course, since Charles Dietz, he had a very
So
prominent.
sorry, I accidentally left.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that the fact that Beetlejuice, like, of course it did, they did not bring back Jeffrey Jones for various reasons, but, you
Yeah,
know, that managing to use his likeness, and of course they'd have to, and since, well, the fact that Charles, he was one of those prominent characters in the first Beetlejuice film.
yeah. I felt I was fine with them killing him off because I know Jeffrey Jones turned out to not be a good person, and they definitely did not want to bring him back for this movie.
Yeah, and even on account that at some point he did retire altogether from acting.
Yeah.
Look, the
So
site,
yeah, I
like,
was completely fine with his character being written off.
yeah, and if I could just take a quick second to say, because despite Jeffrey Jones, what he became like in reality, like that doesn't stop me. I'm sure that would go for anybody else to the fact that he had been such a fantastic actor in so many fantastic movies he had been in.
I would have to see more. The
Well, one of the biggies of Jeffrey Jones was of course Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, I did enjoy his role in that movie.
Oh yeah. And of course, in the Burton films, that he had been in three of Tim Burton's films. Beetlejuice, of course. He'd also been in Ed Wood and Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, I did watch Sleepy Hollow. That was a good one.
Hmm.
It literally had all the Sith Lords in this movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah, because Christopher Lee, Ray Park, and E. McDermott.
Yes.
Man,
So
especially because the main group of men at Sleepy Hollow, Jeffrey Jones's character being one of them, like especially Jeffrey Jones, his character's wig really pops, because
mm-hmm.
I did listen to a sample of the commentary of Sleepy Hollow. Even Burton making a comment that nobody could turn away just staring at that wig that Jones was wearing.
Yeah, it's very noticeable.
Yeah, but again, because like one of the biggies of Jeffrey Jones' acting career, of course, has been Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and yeah, this is another one too. I mean, he's one of the main cast members, but not in a good majority of it, but still overall. And that, of course, that being 1984's Beethoven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, but yeah,
Yeah.
for me, because like, yeah, it's understandable, but I think overall the way they handled the absence of Charles Dietz, but even though he technically still is in the film, where we see his dead version in the netherworld, like, but we'll get there, of course.
Indeed. But like his character's killed off by being eaten by a shark after a plane crash, and it's a crazy scene for sure.
Hmm. If
But
the plane crash was not enough for him, he managed to survive that, but it tops it off with the shark.
yep, just like Jaws, which we just reviewed a bit ago.
Yep.
But yeah, he gets eaten, and then this is where they Winona Ryder and Kevin O'Hara, they decide to go to their daughter's school, and this is where we meet Jenna Ortega's character, my favorite. Like I said,
Yes.
playing Astrid. I mean, what do you guys say about Astrid? But should I go first or you?
No, by all means, you go first.
But like Astrid is like amazing because she's played by Jenna. But I honestly was surprised that her character is more portrayed as like not really getting along with Lydia Dietz. Like she doesn't like that she's into Ghost and other stuff. I thought Jenna would totally be the type to be into Ghost and stuff, since she's more known for the goth role as she's now playing Wednesday.
Hmm.
But yeah, she is really great in this movie, and I have this little rant, if you mind me saying. I
Uh huh.
was told by others from my job that Jenna was not really good in the movie. They thought Jenna was not good in the movie because they thought they're just using her popularity just for this movie. And I don't believe it. I believe she had a good role in this movie, and her role was significant to the plot. And yeah, I think she did a great job. I don't know if you agree with me. I know people are entitled to their opinions, but I just like to say I disagree with what
No, I'm no, I mean, just jumping to me because no, I'm on the same page with you. In fact, I did a review of Beetle because not long ago, like just yesterday, as of the stream yesterday, my own review of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice on the Little Blue channel with another friend. We did. I both me and her, we had a lot of compliments on Jenna Ortega in this film,
Yes,
and seeing as how that like didn't really occur to me. Maybe I kind of heard a little bit of it at the time, but not fully. But point being is that, like because the only reason she was in this because of her popularity. Well, did you see Wednesday? She was already something else in Tim Burton,
she was
and
really great in Wednesday too. And check out the new season.
yeah, and right away because when being in Wednesday, which was from the world of Tim Burton doing his very own piece of Adam's Family material, that showed right there from the beginning that well, Jenna was another nice new addition to the world of Burton's filmmaking and all that. So,
Yes, yes,
so,
yes, 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 yes.
so it was no surprise that probably she was going to be involved in maybe whenever like Burton was going to do another movie, and in the case Beetlejuice, and
Hmm.
it seems appropriate. It's appropriate. It makes sense that that she plays the daughter of Lydia Dietz,
Yes, they look
and
like each other, so it makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
uh-huh. And I think that the character of Astrid was pretty good. Despite that, almost throughout the film, like she has a grudge towards her mother, not on good terms, and on account that Astrid does not believe in all the ghost paranormal stuff and thinking that her mom's kind of crazy with that, all that. But when she does finally find the truth and believe, just, yeah. But,
Hmm.
and maybe you knew about this, but I remember hearing about this. Because it had been rumored for a while before Jenna stepped in. It was rumored for a while that Chloe Grace, yeah, she was rumored to play the daughter of Lydia. Do you have any recollection on that?
I don't recall that, but I think Jenna was the perfect choice.
Yeah, I mean Chloe Grace. I mean she was already in something of Tim Burton, and of course being Dark Shadows, and she did very
Hmm.
well in that.
I'd have to see Dark Shadows. I tried to find it on streaming, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I mean Dark Shadows. Like, despite that, it was another one of Burton's black sheeps. It to me it's okay. I don't think it's bad. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think Tim Burton was meant for goth material, if you know what
Well,
I mean.
what do you mean by that specifically? Goth, but what like in what way?
Like he's more into like darker themes of his movies and shows.
Yeah, but gothic stuff would definitely be something right up Burton's alley.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but especially on account that with Dark Shadows, because you literally have a film that Tim Burton does where you literally have Johnny Depp as a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I mean that's just awesome right there, right there. So.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was. I mainly know him as Jack Sparrow and other Burton movies that he was in.
Hmm. Speaking of, by the way, because to quickly mention this, and as of this stream, because I don't know if you heard or not, but did you hear that Johnny Depp is coming back for a big major movie film for a big major studio?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he'll be he'll be in Paramount's A Christmas Carol, directed by Ty West.
Oh yeah.
The title of the film is Ebenezer, A Christmas Story, and Johnny is going to be Scrooge.
Oh, I love to see that for sure.
Oh yeah. And
since I
by
was
the
in a
way,
Christmas Carol play in theater.
yeah, and also because we know Ty West, especially since we've seen Jenna Ortega in that horror trilogy he made.
X.
Yes. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
X was really
is
good.
yeah. Do you happen to know this by any chance? Like, is there a official title to that trilogy?
I guess the X trilogy.
I guess so.
Yeah, I did watch Maxine a bit ago. It was pretty good.
Nice, nice.
But
Okay, but back on
yeah.
point. Okay, but back on point with Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
So yeah, they visit Astrid, and she doesn't really want to talk to Lydia, but she's a little shocked that her grandpa died. But once they get the funeral set up, we I don't know. Should we go straight to the funeral?
I guess so. Yeah, might as well.
So yeah, we see the funeral of Charles. We hear a choir sing that song,
Banana boat.
"Banana Boat." I used to not like that song, but I don't know. It has a ring to it. Listening nowadays.
Well, of course, you know it was one of the most prominent songs played in the first Beetlejuice film.
Yeah, the dinner scene.
Yep, one of Harry Belafonte's songs in Beetlejuice, as well as
Yeah,
Jump in the Line."
but yeah, we mainly saw this in the trailer where we see Lydia, uh, Astrid, and they're at the funeral, and things do take a turn once Jenna goes on her bike after the funeral. But also I forgot to also mention the one dude who's like, I don't know, he's like in love with Lydia, but we find out later he's not really in love with her.
Rory,
Rory, yeah, Rory. He
played by Justin Theroux.
Yeah, I think I found out he was in something that I've seen. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up, but his character is he mainly just wants to marry Lydia,
Mm-hmm.
but should we reveal what he's really up to until later, or we say it now?
It's up to you. I mean, this is your stream after all,
Well, he really just wants to marry her just so he can be rich and famous, but
and
he
finds Lydia with the ghost stuff and all that complete, as he says, complete bullshit.
yeah, he just finds it silly, and then it turns out he's wrong.
Yep.
But yeah, he proposes to Lydia, and Astrid's not really impressed, and she decides to ride her bike. This is probably my favorite scene of Astrid, her riding her bike, and she ends up crashing into a fence. But this is where we meet a boy named Jeremy. We find out what he's really up to later, but apparently he's living at this treehouse of his parents, and he wants to leave the town. But he bonds with Jenna. But we get I forgot to also mention we don't see Beetlejuice until later when we get to the afterlife scenes. Should we get to that? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
but we get a bunch of afterlife scenes. Like I love the lore of like the afterlife in the world of Beetlejuice. But once we do see him, we do learn what Beetlejuice has been up to. Apparently, this is where we meet his one of his ex-wives. But what do you guys say about her in this movie?
Now who again?
The ex-wife who's like
Oh
the
yes,
Frankenstein girl,
Monica. Yeah, Dolores. Yeah.
Dolores. Yeah, what did you think of her?
Yeah, Dolores played by Monica Bellucci. Well, here's the thing, because the fact that Dolores, technically being one of the main antagonists, well, I mean, she's not there for the entirety, but overall, the way and how much we have of Dolores is not that bad. I think it was handled pretty well, and because one of the biggest important key parts with the character of Dolores, of course, is that, well, her being the ex-lover of Beetlejuice, and where she was responsible for having killed Beetlejuice, and that backstory we get where, because the dubbing of Italian, that was brilliant. And just speaking in Italian dub, and the backstory we get of when Beetlejuice was a grave robber, and at one point he would come face to face with Dolores. They'd fall in love instantly. They'd get married, perform a ritual, and then Beetlejuice would discover that Dolores is the leader of this deadly evil cult, and her claiming Beetlejuice's soul and by poisoning him, and not to mention that Dolores now, because she's a soul sucker, even like by sucking the souls of those that are already dead. So, but
Yeah.
I think overall the character of Dolores herself and her design and look and the how she patches herself up is really cool. And yeah, Monica Bellucci, a delightful actress, talented. She was a nice addition to the world of Burton and being in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Hmm. I like her introduction scene. I think she really works well as like a Frankenstein type. And I don't know. My only issue with the character is I felt we could have gotten a little bit more of her, but we don't really see her until like the end of the movie. But she easily gets defeated in this movie. But I don't know. I wish we could have gotten more, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like probably my only nitpick with this movie. But other than that, I really do like what goes on. But what do we go? Did you want to say what goes on next?
Well, anything else to say? Because with say when Astrid comes face to face with Jeremy.
Yeah, I think she doesn't find out his dark secret until later. That creates the second act of the movie, where she finds out Jeremy is dead because he apparently killed his parents. And when the cops caught up to him, he slipped and fell, and now he's been trapped in his house for years. And once he met Astrid, he really just wanted to use her to open the door to the afterlife so he can find his way, his ticket out of hell, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But mm, we do get some other nice scenes with Lydia and Astrid, where they go to the main attic where we see like the, I forget what it's called, the miniature of the town. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they, I'm surprised they didn't bring back the couple from the last movie, but it kind of made sense that they didn't bring them back. But we did get a brief mention of them. But how would you feel that they weren't brought back for this movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, for various reasons, but that's just how it is. Like, look, when it comes to legacy, like movies in the case of Beetlejuice, where they're legacy sequels,
Mm-hmm.
you can't always like you just can't like it never fails. You just you never know, and sometimes not every single character you saw from those first films will come back. So,
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
hmm
But yeah, I
especially
feel like it
like,
made sense since Alec Baldwin. I was surprised I learned that he was in the movie. I didn't almost didn't recognize him when I watched Beetlejuice. But it made sense that they didn't bring him back because what's been going on with him lately.
well, I don't know. I mean, it's like of course he's still been acting, but I think one of the biggest reasons like why he and Gina Davis were not brought back is, well, on account that at the time and setting of the first Beetlejuice film and when the Maitlands died, I guess that just probably would have been impossible. I mean, it was considered at one point, but it was eventually dropped.
Yeah,
Also, in the fact because we lost, one of like a couple of cast members that passed away. Most prominently, we sadly lost Glenn Shaddix, who was Otho. So who knows if he had not died? Like maybe there would have been a chance he might have come back. Who knows?
yeah. I think he unfortunately passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, he literally passed in 2010, and he sadly died from a head injury from a fall.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I
Yeah.
did like his character in Beetlejuice. I also found out, this is a random fact. I was watching Teen Titans, and I found out he was in Teen Titans.
Mm.
He played the brain.
Uh-huh. Oh
I thought
yeah,
he was
because
pretty cool in that role.
yeah, definitely doing a handful of voice acting.
Yeah, but
Even
rest in peace to him.
yeah, even having oh, I don't know if you knew this, but yeah, because I think I recall like over on Little Blue, we when we reviewed the Batman series, he voiced one character in one episode of the Batman, the Club Master,
Yeah.
the Clue Master.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, he did. He did voice Clue Master, and we reviewed the Batman. Check that out.
Hmm. The Clue Master that was in season one. So.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, we basically Astrid almost summons Beetlejuice, where she learns his name through a little flyer, and she says it twice, and but it causes Lydia to get angry at Astrid, and it causes even more rift between their relationship. I also forgot to mention Lydia did get married to another man, but I think the husband died in a fishing accident, and we do see
He did.
uh, Astrid's dad in the movie. Later in the movie, we do find out what happened to him. But
Hmm.
until we do get to him, but
Yeah.
basically, oh, uh, Lydia wants to leave the town after telling Roy about the Beetlejuice, and this is where we do get another interaction between Beetlejuice and Lydia, where they go into like a therapy room, and we get a bunch of wild visuals. But yeah, what do you think of Beetlejuice as the therapist?
Well, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, there's really that's all there can be really said because when like Lydia and Beetlejuice reunite, and on account of Rory, it doesn't disappoint being hilarious, but on account of Lydia, it's threatening and terrifying for her. But yeah, just I mean, at least Beetlejuice is being harmless to them technically, but still like freaking them out, especially Rory, and the whole thing of is this a figment of your imagination, and doing that scary face that we do not see up front, but we can see from the back.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it basically causes Lydia to want to leave until Astrid tells Lydia that she's meeting up with Jeremy, and this is where she does meet up with Jeremy, and that's where we do find out about what happened to him, and it causes Lydia to go after to save Astrid until it's too late, since the two already opened the door after reading the Book of the Seas, just like in the first movie, where after you die, you get the Book of the Seas,
Hmm.
and they basically go into the afterlife, and we get a bunch of cool scenes in the afterlife, and basically Lydia is forced to find a way to go into the afterlife of Beetlejuice. She summons him again, and she basically helps herself get in there. But she is
Hmm.
forced to marry Beetlejuice again, and that's the only way she can get back in. But it's basically Beetlejuice just wants to find a way to sneak out of the afterlife and find his way back into the I guess you could say the real world, not like in the Matrix, but if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of the scenes where they go into the afterlife and we see all these wild looking characters?
No, I mean
Oh,
it was just well done how it was put in the sequel.
yeah, I agree. But we also get the scene with Catherine O'Hara where she basically is going to summon a bunch of snakes during her memorial for Charles, and I wasn't expecting this. She basically gets bitten through the neck by these snakes, and she's now in the afterlife. But
Hmm.
y-
That total scam, just and when she thought they were they're fangless, and the venom was taken out. Nope, that was the total opposite.
yeah, it was total scam for Delia.
And how did you really feel about that when, like, yeah, because they killed off Lydia, they killed off Mrs. Dietz in this.
I wasn't expecting it, but it almost felt like she wasn't killed off since she still has a role. But she's
Yeah,
basically in the afterlife.
yeah.
But she's trying to find her way back. But they just tell her she's dead, and she basically has to summon Beetlejuice to help her out too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And look at it this way, because now that she died, well, yeah, of course, she can be reunited with Charles.
yeah, who's now a walking corpse.
Yeah. Now, what'd you think on that when we see the what's left of Charles in this?
He, I don't know. It makes sense that he's a walking corpse. But
Hmm.
I like how they came up with a clever way to have him in the movie, even though they couldn't get Jeffrey Jones since a bunch of stuff. But I felt like it made sense for this movie to have that.
Hmm.
But oh wait, 1 second, that's my bad. I lost a train of thought. But basically, Lydia is able to find a way to get to Astrid, who is now going to be put onto the train where she'll never be seen again. But she sees her dad, of course, and Jeremy basically betrays Astrid, and basically he's going to find his way back into, I guess, the real world or whatever you want to call it. But this is
Hmm.
where Lydia does finally catch up to Astrid, and the two are basically have to find their way back. But they end up falling into the sand like area, whatever it's called. It's like hell basically. And we get
Yeah.
the return of the sandworms. Did you like the sandworms in this movie and the last one?
Oh yeah. Who doesn't like the sandworm's presence in the Beetlejuice films and being a top staple of the world of Beetlejuice?
Yeah, I always wondered how they did that scene because it looks super cartoonish.
Well, because they did it with stop motion.
Yeah, the stop motion's really telling. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like, do you think it's like a good thing?
No, no, not in a bad way. No.
But
Plus,
yeah,
plus the fact I don't mean to cut you off, but plus the fact that one of the biggies that Beetlejuice did was, of course, bringing back and using stop motion like before, and of course, stop motion could never die, and yeah,
I've recently am doing my own stop motions, which is coming out this Halloween, and yeah, my Ninja Turtles.
yeah, more Lego stuff, but also on account of
Yeah,
action figures.
yeah, my Ninja Turtles stop motion and more Lego to come for the future of this channel.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
but as I
so
was saying, because like yeah, like the one of the biggies of yeah the Beetlejuice did just bringing back the use of stop motion, and especially on account of the sandworms, and of course like what they did for the sandworms, sand just one sandworm basically, in the sequel, just yeah, just looking top notch, and of course, the sandworm, how it looked in the first film, still looks fantastic. But yeah, just the evolution and of the technology of stop motion and all that, and with how it looks in Beetlejuice, yeah, just amazing. And with other stop motion additions to Beetlejuice, because yeah, where we get an explanation on what all happened to Charles Deese, like we have that. Um, but yeah, just it was obvious that from the beginning that for Beetlejuice, we were determined in what way we were to get the sandworm back, and the presence of the sandworm, well, a very quite in that same territory and such as what happened and that involved the sandworm in the first film.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really well done.
Yep.
So so anyway, what happens next is the two basically find their way out of the sand area when they're saved by the dad. But yeah, like I said earlier, he died by getting eaten by a bunch of prune fish.
Mm-hmm.
and we get the reunion. How'd you feel about the reunion? Like I don't know. I wish we could have maybe saw a little more backstory of the dad, but
Well,
I
I
guess he
mean,
did
I
his
think
little his role.
I think with the backstory, we did get some mentionings and all that
Yeah.
on Astrid's actual blood father, but I think it was done pretty well, and the reunion between all three of them, it went pretty well. Even when, say, the dad, I think it's Justin, yeah, um, making it clear to them that because like it doesn't have to be pinned on him. Like like his death being the reason that the relationship between Astrid and Lydia like was torn. No, and making it clear to both of them, and especially to Astrid, that they need each other. So.
Mm-hmm. They do.
hmm By the way, to talk more about like the Netherworld and like with it expanding, because like do you have anything else to say? Because like, how do you feel about the rest we saw of Netherworld, the Soul Train, and more dead characters we see in there?
I did like it. I did like the basically the overtop way to people dying and then now they're in this afterlife world, the never world.
Yeah,
I forgot to
the
also mention we do get a Danny DeVito cameo.
I
I
was
thought
gonna mention
it
I
was
was
nice.
gonna mention yeah I was gonna mention Danny DeVito as well.
But yeah, we do hear Jimmy Buffett. My family loves Jimmy Buffett. We hear his song.
hmm
Yeah, rest in
Yep.
peace, Buffett.
And yeah, and DeVito's cameo as the janitor was really good.
Yeah, I did like Danny DeVito in this
hmm
little cameo. I like how it looks completely different.
Yeah, but you
But
can still
I
make
mainly
you
know him
could
as the Penguin from Batman Returns.
Of course. Um, but two other characters we cannot forget to mention straight from the Netherworld, Bob and Wolf Jackson.
Mm, yes.
Yeah, yeah, we can start with you. Like what say on those two?
Oh man, I'm having a brain fart. It's just Bob and oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, Bob.
The shrunken head, yeah.
Yeah, I thought his appearance was nice. I like how he basically he got gathered a whole group of him to come out of the building and they bump into Roy. I thought that
Yeah.
was hilarious.
Yeah, the shrunken heads, like, well, there was only one. The shrunken head from the first Beetlejuice was a fan favorite of the dead
Yeah, and
characters.
they brought him back.
And there's a whole line of shrunken heads, and one of them being a main character of his own, which of course being Bob, and
Bob.
where at one point Bob has to disguise and dress up as his boss, Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Yeah,
good boss.
yeah, and anything to say on Wolf Jackson? Good old Willem Dafoe himself.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. I almost forgot about mentioning him. I thought his character was nice. I thought he was a nice addition. I wasn't expecting him to show up in the movie, but I thought his role was really nice. I
Now that
like
he
how
was
he's
a
the cop.
Yeah, he was an actor once, now a detective slash cop,
Yeah, I
and
like that
that's
little addition to his character. I mainly know Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, but
that goes for all of us as well.
for Spider-Man fans.
Well, for me, I also know him not just for Green Goblin, but I also know him as the voice of Gil, from Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah, yeah. Finding Nemo, Pixar.
Disney and Pixar. And yeah, and
Hmm.
for me, well, Willem Dafoe, because I love Willem Dafoe, fantastic actor. He was finally it was great to see him in the world of Tim Burton, and of course he fits so well in the world of Tim Burton, and in the case of Beetlejuice, and yeah, Wolf Jackson was pretty good, and also because the look and design to Wolf Jackson, like half of his head, like we can see different colors of his brain, like that was a nice touch. And yeah, just Jackson's involvement is great, and also some of the dead characters, like one of the biggies that I can think of, like yeah, was a pretty good one. Was say the Santa Claus one.
Santa Claus, yeah, yo.
hmm There were a few others, like I think there was one. I think there was one like in a radiation suit or something like that. There was also one with a snake wrapped around him, coiled and such, and another one where a guy was in a water tank. Failed magic trick, I presume. Um, and yeah, a couple others here and there, but just yeah. Anyways, um, yeah, but just overall, because the more we get of the Netherworld, more new additional dead characters, and in the case of main ones, from Bob to Wolf Jackson, just yeah. Also, poor Bob, because sadly he met his demise where, yeah, sadly Dolores got to him, sucking his soul out.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It is, yeah.
But basically, Lydia and Astrid they basically find their way out of the afterlife, the Neverworld, and this is where we do get our big finale, which is at a church where Lydia's about to get married to
Hmm.
Roy. But this is where Beetlejuice does come to the church, and he basically sucks everyone into the phone. I forgot to also mention Astrid and basically apologizes to Lydia for never believing her, and the two are basically able to reconcile,
Hmm.
which was nice. That was a good scene.
Yeah, and that's when Beetlejuice he does a few good things. Like yeah, he helped out by defeating Jeremy once and for all.
Yes, I forgot to also mention that was Jeremy does get defeated, and he gets his karma.
Yeah, and then Beetlejuice having Lydia know the truth from Rory using that truth serum.
Mm-hmm. He basically reveals that he's just doing it for the money.
Yep, and Beetlejuice, whips out a boxing glove for Lydia and like punching the daylights out of Rory, sending him flying, on the other side of the in the church.
Mm-hmm. But
Oh, by the way, what about say on the priest?
I thought his the scene, the dance sequence. I thought him like limp syncing. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but the character in general, like anything to say on him?
He was cool. A cool addition. He's a priest. He does his role. So.
Yeah, what's in face who played him? Because yeah, he
He
another.
looked familiar.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because I can't place his name right now, but he too is another good actor. He was good in this as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
yeah,
basically,
but yeah, I was just.
basically,
Well, I don't mean to cut you off, but yeah, just to go ahead and say it, like, yeah, that sequence with the dancing, lip syncing, MacArthur Park, and this version of MacArthur Park being sung by the late Richard Harris. Yeah, I can't believe the first time that my dad and I saw this. I mean, we both thought it was pretty funny with the use of MacArthur Park, but I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
mm-hmm.
That version of MacArthur Park is the one that's sung by Richard Harris, whom as of now, people would know him best as the first actor to play Dumbledore in Harry Potter. So,
Yeah, he passed away recently.
and he passed away long ago, and back in 2002.
Oh yeah. I also finished Harry Potter recently.
Nice.
I've read the first book.
Oh,
But,
nice, nice.
yeah,
Okay, but anything for you to say? Because on the MacArthur Park sequence, with them singing and to that song and all that.
that was a good sequence. It was cool seeing Jenna dance again. I like the Wednesday dance a lot better, but this sequence is definitely good.
The what? The what? Now you said?
The Wednesday dance.
Oh, okay.
I prefer the Wednesday dance for Jenna.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we get this sequence, and we see Lydia return in the red dress, just like in the first
Yes.
movie. I
Of
thought that
course.
scene was really good.
And I think, yeah, even like Beetlejuice, he's in that same kind of getup he was at, at the in the wedding of the first film.
Mm-hmm. But we basically see Beetlejuice reflect on the loves of his life,
Hmm.
and yeah, we basically get a gigantic cake that gets destroyed, and once Willem Dafoe shows up, but Beetlejuice basically freezes him. But what does take Beetlejuice down? I forget. I'm having a moment.
Well, we can't forget to mention the final demise of say Dolores and on account of Rory.
Yeah, Roy gets his. He gets. I don't know. He gets the. I'm forgetting.
Well, yeah, because when Dolores shows up, and luckily in the nick of time, Astrid was going to use that book to basically draw a door and summon the sandworm, and on account of that, the sandworm emerging And Beetlejuice, he ripped off Rory's clothes he put this on him, like I heart Dolores. And after that, well, because then the sandworm would come out, and then it would lunge at Dolores and Rory, taking both of them down once and for all.
Yes, they all Roy gets his karma,
Hmm.
and
And
yeah,
and what takes down Beetlejuice supposedly? Because well, Beetlejuice did the violated the code, code 699, I think. Yeah, and
yeah.
because of that, yeah, and because he did that, and Astrid pointing it out, that manages to work and manages to defeat Beetlejuice. And where Lydia, she says his name 3 times. He inflates, and then boom, he pops,
Inflation. I'm not gonna say.
inflating like a balloon. So
Yeah,
because that's what it is. So
yeah.
I
I
know
was
it.
gonna mention it, but like, I don't think YouTube allows me to say this. But
I think you can. I guess it
okay.
depends on.
It's like someone has a preference for if someone gets inflated.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna judge anybody who's into that, but like,
I thought you were
I
going.
was kind of thinking of that. I was like, when I was watching that scene with my friend, I
I thought it
whispered
was.
it to him.
Well, I thought you were like going for like say I don't know blow up doll, but probably not. So
Yeah. So yeah, Beetlejuice is finally defeated.
or
I
so.
laughed at this line with the "We should have been married in Vegas."
Hmm. Or so we think he's been defeated. That's the thing.
Yeah, and this becomes my head scratching question about the ending of this movie, where we Lydia basically decides to have her final episode of her ghost show because she wants to spend more time with family.
Hmm.
And Astrid basically sees a vampire dude, and she gets married, but she gets pregnant, of course, and we see a baby Beetlejuice, and he basically brutally murders the hospital people, and this is revealed to be a dream. And I was confused. Was this entire movie a dream or just this sequence?
I'd say probably it was a sequence.
Yeah. But basically Lydia wakes up with Beetlejuice next to her, but then that was revealed to also be a dream, and basically the movie ends.
Here's how I view this because probably yeah, the aftermath slash epilogue where Lydia and Astrid they're living their lives together, and when at one point Astrid has a liking to someone dressed as a vampire Dracula, and apparently then we see them get married, and then she starts to have a baby. Like, okay, something doesn't seem quite right here. Like something seems a bit off. I don't know, but then of course when baby Beetlejuice emerges, like yeah, and then when we see Lydia wake up, like that's pretty much all it was. Like I guess like right where we see where Astrid came face to face with that boy dressed as a vampire, and from there on.
Yeah.
That's how
But
I view it. I'm pretty sure that that's how it is.
yeah, just the pregnant scene and I guess that scene is a dream sequence.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's Beetlejuice.
But we
I'll
did
definitely
well, one more thing we quickly forgot to mention, like the reunion between Mrs. Dietz and Charles.
Oh yeah, I forgot to also mention their reunion was nice. It was
Mm-hmm.
basically yeah, she gets to reunite with Charles.
Yeah, and on account because when Lydia and Astrid they find out that she died from the asps, and well, I mean it was a nice goodbye from each of them, and Astrid would be handed over by Mrs. Dietz the all of her business and stuff like that. Just yeah.
The Deets basically have their reunion.
Uh huh.
Hmm.
But yep,
But
that's
that's
but that but
Beetlejuice.
yeah. And I was about to say that's our movie.
Yes. So what would you give the movie out of 10?
I gave it on the Little Blue, and I still will because I give it an 8 out of 10.
Same, 8 out of 10 for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, again, because nothing bad about Beetlejuice, but yeah, because it turned out to be a really good and nice follow up to the first film, and just overall, because Beetlejuice, because yeah, just with it being pretty good, just cannot top off the original.
Yeah,
The,
I
the,
definitely agree.
the original slash the first, that is, yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this sequel. My favorite part was Astrid. I even have her NECA action figure. I thought that was nice. I have it for my Wednesday display in my house.
Wait, which is it again? Like,
It's a NECA figure from. It was basically Lydia and Astrid.
oh, I don't think I've really seen those.
Yeah, they were. I got them at the exchange store, but for only $30 some.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I've of course seen I've really seen mainly seen the action figures of Beetlejuice himself that NECA did recently.
Yeah, I've
Um,
seen those too.
but I haven't. Oh, I think yeah. Oh, I say because he didn't mention this the Toonie Terrors, those ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
those
toys.
were. Yeah, that's what they're called. Yeah, so
Oh,
you got
nice.
those. Yeah, I'm looking at them right now because yeah, like the ones that you got because where they're that line from NECA called Toonie Terrors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have
Nice.
and which I have one of Nosferatu. So Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, from the 1921, of course. So
Yes, and
yeah.
SpongeBob.
So yeah, but basically overall, because I have the Tiny Terrors version of Nosferatu and the main NECA action figure of Nosferatu. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely I'd be down to at least get one or two figures of Beetlejuice. I think if anything, I'd probably would want to
I
have
have
the
a
one where
Beetlejuice statue.
nice. Which one?
It's like I think it's like from the first movie. I got it at Comic Con. It was only $5.
Nice. But my point being is that if any of those Beetlejuice figures that NECA did, I would especially want to have the one where he's in his iconic yeah, white and black stripe suit. So
Yes. I also have an Astrid Funko Pop.
yep. I think I
So
yeah, I have one of Beetlejuice where he's in his I think it's his taxi getup or something. He's wearing that hat.
I got the main Beetlejuice on a grave Funko Pop and Lydia.
Yeah. Is it considered like his taxi getup or something where he's in that
I think
jacket
so.
and
I
wearing
think
like that
so.
taxi like hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and that's where we fully see him when he flies out of his tombstone, his grave, and yeah, where the Matlins unbury him, and yeah, he pops out and just yeah, that the getup that he has on there.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Hmm.
So you got any final words for Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Or you felt like you said it?
No, I mean I can say a few final thoughts, of course, but yeah, just overall because it's great to see that after so long of waiting, speculations, rumors, and going through development hell of a planned Beetlejuice sequel, going back to say when Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian was at one point planned, and then when say like the late 2010s rolled in and so on, like yeah, rumors starting to speculate and all that, and even Michael Keaton himself being hands down would wanting to come back to reprise the role of the ghost with the most. And eventually, when it finally got underway, just to see that it now exists, and again, you know, not that it's bad. Sure, like there are a few things, even on account of the ending, but for me personally, it doesn't really bother me, and as how I specifically put at it with the ending, that doesn't stop the fact that Beetlejuice turned out to be a really long, well deserved waited sequel, decent, fun, entertaining, a true follow up to the first Beetlejuice film, and yeah, again, cannot top off the first Beetlejuice film, but there's really nothing bad about it. Great to
Mm-hmm.
great to see whom all came back, most prominently Keaton and Lydia, yeah, Winona. New additions from Ortega, Defoe, and Bellucci, DeVito cameoing, the Shrunken Heads getting a big major part. Bob, for instance. expanding the world of Beetlejuice from White River to the Netherlands. Yeah, moments that we did not see coming, new additions like new dead characters we see in the Netherworld, the sandworms, the stop motion, the practical effects, and how they do Charles Dietz in this. Just yeah, and of course we can't forget to mention, say, Danny Elfman, his music and score in this. New variations of some of the bits and pieces of the Beetlejuice music, especially the opening theme. Yeah, just overall, I really enjoyed Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It was worth the wait. Great to see that it finally existed.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, I agree with everything you just said. So I just like this. Oh, there's Mikey. Hello.
Ah, we finally have a comment.
Yes, but I love Jenna Ortega. I will love her till the day I die.
Okay.
But yeah, I think what you said was real enough said. So yeah, well, I don't know if you got anything planned for Halloween, but do you think you're having a good Halloween?
Yeah, I mean, overall, just probably just staying at home and watching some Halloweenish stuff. So,
I'm Spider Man for Halloween. What about you?
not nothing really. So,
That's okay.
yeah.
But we can always find ways to celebrate Halloween, even if the older we get. But
Mikey also said this. I never got to see this sequel, unfortunately.
you should check it out, Mikey.
Mikey, if say you have Netflix, if you have Netflix, it is streaming there. So if
It's
you do
gonna
have
leave in
Net,
a couple days, but definitely check it out.
oh, it is.
Yeah, they announced it's leaving November 5th.
Uh-oh. Well, you heard me. If you have Netflix, Mikey, now would be your best chance to watch it. Or
I
by
don't
any
know
chance,
how it is in Canada, but I don't know if it's still. I don't know if it's different for in Canada, but yeah. But I have my copy of Beetlejuice on DVD, so I should be good.
no. Uh, he also says this: "The Long Walk, a recent short story from Stephen King, is what we'll." Oh, okay, that's nice. You'll be seeing that on Friday.
I just went to the movies earlier. I just saw Chris Stuckman's Shelby Oaks.
Ah,
Yeah, I'll probably review that in the
yeah,
future.
yeah. 2025 has definitely been quite a year for for a batch of horror flicks.
Indeed.
Yeah, from that to the the last final destination, the Conjuring, that, and even like say two biggies. Like okay, those coming from Warner Brothers, but two other biggies from Warner Brothers, of course, being Sinners and Weapons.
I'd like to check out those movies for sure.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
I mean,
also forgot to mention we also got Beetlejuice Pops. I don't know if you remember those. I still got my Astrid Fanta pop
mhm.
bottle.
Yeah, and I did mention the Beetlejuice pop I have. So
Yeah, I tried the Beetlejuice one. It tasted like I don't know, apple cider.
okay.
But the Astrid one tasted like the typical orange. But I still have my cup, my bottle,
Mm-hmm.
my can,
Uh,
basically.
Uh, Mikey also says this. It'll come to Walmart stores eventually, and he also says here in Canada we get horror flicks after theater views, usually in 3 to 6 months.
Oh, nice.
Here's the thing, Mikey, because actually, on account that I had to do a rewatch of Beetlejuice, and especially on account that that I recently reviewed it. Uh, on the Little Blue channel, came out again as of yesterday, as of the stream. I did wound up finding a DVD copy of it at Walmart. It was a, it was both Beetlejuice films on DVD. Same DVD.
Did you get
Yep.
it?
Two discs. Well, of course I did, because hold on, I'll turn on my camera. There it is.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I think I've seen
Yeah,
that in Walmart.
yeah. So I did get this. I got that at Walmart. So I think that's great that just having both Beetlejuice films on the same DVD. Yeah, thank you, Mikey. Yeah, because you saw what I showed. So I mean,
Hmm.
Mikey, if you ever go to your local Walmart, I'm pretty sure you're going to see Beetlejuice there. So
Sorry, I'm
Hey,
texting.
yeah. Uh, Wait, were you gonna be? Did you already talk about your final thoughts?
Yeah, my final thoughts are: I think it's a great sequel, but it's a definitely a memorable one for sure. I'll definitely be watching Beetlejuice in the future for sure on rewatches, basically.
Yeah. Uh, Mikey, for me to respond on what you just said, like wanting to know about the weapons, the movie weapons, it's spoilers. Here's the thing for me. Technically, I already knew, but I really am choosing to like not watch any clips or anything. Like I've hardly seen any clips of weapons, and I don't fully know that much on account of the ending. But apparently, I somehow knew about whom like the main killer is and such. But I even though I found out about that, I'm just avoiding so much more. I'm just avoiding many details on it. So.
Yeah, I would avoid spoilers too. I'd like to see weapons. I don't know whenever it comes out on DVD or streaming.
I think it might have by now. I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah, but yeah. Do you got any final words for this stream? Should we wrap it up?
Well, just overall, I'm glad to see that. What better film to talk about, you and I, on your channel, streaming, and the fact that Beetlejuice, it's definitely a full blown Halloween film because literally
Yeah,
the events of Beetlejuice takes place around Halloween time.
yeah. Perfect timing.
Especially on account that in the film at one point, because Rory, you know, planning to marry Lydia on Halloween night. So
Yeah, indeed.
yeah. Okay,
So
yeah. So Mikey's confirming. Yeah, it is already streamed. Okay, so that means that there are DVDs and Blu-rays already out of Weapons.
I'll
So
have to find it at my library since they have new releases there.
yeah, same for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
but as I said, like it's great that we did this and it was very appropriate and to have done Beetlejuice.
mm-hmm. So should we just wrap it up then?
Yeah, and if you had any
So
last words too of the stream, so like
so
me.
yeah, I hope you all have a great Halloween. If you're out there trick or treating or not, or partying, don't party too hard.
Yeah.
But if you just want to sit back and watch a horror movie, go for it. But
Like
yeah,
and same goes for me because like don't overdo it on Halloween. Just like
yeah, just
just
don't go crazy like the crazy clown stuff back in 2016. Just don't be crazy on Halloween.
and just don't hammer all that. Just like just do your very best and just keep clean and stay safe. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Just stay safe out there, people. Whoever watches this. But yeah. So yeah, you where can we find you, Eli Little Blue?
Well, on the Blue Blue channel, of course. Yep.
Yeah, go check out Little Blue. We did many reviews over there. We're probably gonna review some more stuff
And
like
also
Star
speaking,
Wars: The Clone Wars.
yeah, and speaking of which, because one of the recent review collabs that both me and him did on Blue Blue channel actually being some Halloweenish ones. We did Batman, we did the Batman versus Dracula, and we did the new Family Guy Halloween special.
Yes, I reviewed that on my channel as well.
Yep.
But oh, you're going to Venom.
Aha.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I'm
That's
Spider Man,
hey, there you go.
but I'm excited for Spider Verse. Are you?
Yep. Especially since I just saw this earlier today, just very quickly that one of the directors confirming that it will have a special screening when it comes to being shown in IMAX.
Sweet.
I guess like
That's
I think to put it this like it has to do with like the ratio or something. But that'll be overall there's no doubt that that'll be awesome.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll end the stream right here. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. It's showtime.